I took these pictures when I made this headache rack a few years ago, and I wanted to try putting this together as a video clip. The first part was the part that sits down on the side beds of the truck, and then you see the 2.5-inch square tubing coming up. There it's sitting on the pickup, fitting it, making sure it's setting right, and the rearview brake light will show through. You can see I'm an Aggie here, and you'll see that even more coming up. This is making sure it's not going to touch or rub the cab there. I'm not a welder by trade, but I can do well enough to where I didn't have to do much grinding, except for the AM insets here that you'll see in a minute. Here's putting in the uprights and horizontals in. There's another shot of that. You can see my Jeep in the background that I need to get running. The AM that I put in here, I did do a little bit of grinding there because real small tubes and not being a good enough welder, so I made sure I got those looking as good as possible. There's a close-up. Now I did weld up the top. I left as many welds as I could without grinding because it looks better that way when I can. You see the hole in the top of the headache rack. There's a reason for that. I don't like the dog ears sticking up. I like to have a smooth top going over the top of the headache rack, and this was to put, and you can see the dog ears behind the right-hand AM there. There's just standing on the concrete upside down. Those I can remove, I can put in, take out with a Carter key to hold them in. Here's a black paint that is commonly used in undercarriages of Jeep, which is a good lasting hard paint. Here's a picture of the truck before the headache rack goes on, and I didn't want it to show up from the front that much. I still wanted a nice look from the front and the work look in the back. There's the headache rack showing, and it doesn't stick up too proud, but it's there and it's available to use. It is higher than a cab so that if it's needed to haul. There is the finished product with the toolbox on and setting ready to go. Another side shot of that. I did put quite a few rings up in the verticals and down in front of the toolbox for tie rings. You can see here the dog sticking up out the top. There's a Carter key underneath that holds them in place so that I can tie materials, pipe in this case, lumber other times, and keep it from sliding off the sides with those dogs there, and that helps.